We'll go over to the Clinton
What
News
are your thoughts
Network.
on what Donald Trump just said?
Okay, here we are, the Clinton News Network, CNN. We are going to listen to this retired admiral assess the Strait of Hormuz threat. Um, like I said, I don't pre-watch any of these. This could be a good analysis, a rare good analysis from somebody on the Clinton News Network, or it may just be, a propagandist stating, the State Department talking points. He was given a little slip along with maybe a crisp $100 bill of a slip of paper with all the talking points he needs to bring up. But we'll see. We'll see how biased we think he is. I think I'm usually pretty good at clocking whether somebody is biased or not. So, uh, the Iran War retired admirals assess Strait of Hormuz threat. Let's do it.
They're saying he thinks ships should pass through, despite the fact they have seen
Why don't they do
other
it?
tankers being attacked today.
Yeah. Why are they so scared? What are they scared of? What are they scared of? Oh, wait, that ship just got blew up this morning. Oh. Yeah, I mean, I think I would be pretty scared too.
Yeah, I think, well, first off, I think the Straits of Hormuz is going to be dangerous because of what the Iranians are doing right now. They're deliberately attacking ships in the vicinity of the straits to give the impression that they control the straits, and in essence, de facto, the major shipping companies and the oil carriers are deciding that the risk is too high.
Okay. Then it seems like they do control the Strait of Hormuz, if that's the case. If they have made a statement that, hey, we're blocking this, and then nobody is going through it like because the tank, like the assessment is too dangerous, it seems like they do control the Strait of
For
Hormuz.
them to transit through. So that's really each individual company's decision to make. And I think what we need to see play out is the U.S. able to diminish the threat to the targets that Iran is
Nah.
attacking around the straits enough so that ships can start passing again.
Do you know how close they are to Iran when they're going through that strait? They are incredibly close. I'm sure there'll be a map somewhere along the line, but they are so close. You're never going to get all of Iran's missiles. Like they're deep underground. They're going to be able to shoot them off for a long time. And then not only that, I am sure that they will be able to produce more, and they will be able to produce more than we can produce interceptors because in America we can't produce shit anymore. So, um, I just don't see this. This seems a little silly to think that at some point they're going to be degraded so much that they're not going to be able to defend a 20 to 30 kilometer strait like that's right off of their coast.
He also spoke more recently about what he described as an excursion for the US. He's implying that it could be over sooner rather than later, I think. I mean, it's always difficult to tell, but he wasn't describing it as a,
Our big intelligible or unintelligible president. That's him.
ingrained war.
I never know what he's saying either.
So that would suggest if things do calm down, then America could pull back. But that doesn't necessarily mean the Iranians will pull back. They may go in harder, right?
Well, that's the question. You don't know what the harder is. We can talk about in a second, but uh, just because the president, well, first of all, let's talk about what would get the president to stop. He's going to be listening to his commander in Central Command that he gave a very specific mission to, and that was to dismantle the
What was
Iranian
it?
security apparatus's ability to attack outside their borders, and that includes the Straits of Hormuz. It includes the
Hmm.
targets you're seeing them strike now, which are, in some cases
I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. I thought the Strait of Hormuz was actually under Iranian territory. I could be wrong, but I thought it was.
civilian hotels and such. So he'll be listening closely to the CENTCOM commander on how they're getting at that mission, which includes ballistic missiles. It includes these drones to some extent, but they'll always probably be around the drones. And then it also includes this capability the Iran has to say they can control the straits. That's why the focus right from
They're gonna stop them from being able to talk. They're gonna mind control and make it so they can't say those words
the
anymore.
beginning also included getting after the Navy. That didn't mean the Navy only their ships. It meant their cruise missiles, their mining capability, all the things that they have used in the past to hold hostage the straits to the global economy. So I think that's who he's going to be looking to let him know how we're doing against that mission to decide to stop. And then your other question is, does that mean the Iranians stop? Well, only the Iranians know that, but certainly, their capability.
Just so you know, they're not going to stop this time. Oh, Google it to double check. Let me see. Yeah. Strait of Hormuz, Iran. Because I thought, this is just my assessment, I thought Iran also controlled a small amount of territory on the other side, but I could be wrong about that. Sorry, I'm doing some, you know what, I'll just put this up here, I guess. So here's the strait. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought this was also Iran, but whatever. It's open water, so it might not count. Anyway, we'll keep
to
on
do
watching.
what they could have done at the beginning of this is diminished.
Absolutely, we've seen that in the air, haven't
Sorry,
we?
I gotta go back a little bit. I got a little bit distracted there.
This is certainly, their capability to do what they could have done at the beginning of this is diminished.
Okay,
Absolutely,
whatever.
we've seen that in the air, haven't we? Less missiles coming from Iran, but they are now focusing on this economic war, effectively, which is the Strait of Hormuz, and they don't have to do much to disrupt it. They've said, sources are saying they have laid some mines, but even if there's just one in there,
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, ma'am. I'm a streamer. I'm trying to do live stuff, so that's the whole point.
Be a real safety factor for any ship going through, and the insurers won't want to secure those ships. So that's a very effective strategy, isn't it, on the Iranian side? And how do the Americans handle that? How do they find that one mine that may be a real challenge here?
Yeah, well, you're right that they have focused now on trying to ratchet up the pressure economically, right? That's why they're attacking ports, airports. They made a comment of potentially financial institutions. That's their game plan, right? To get at the will of the Gulf nations, to get at the will of the United States and the rest of the.
Hey, as someone who lives in the United States, I can tell you it's working. My will is like down bad right now. Like it is low. It is low, 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 low.
And to get at the will of, even the European countries to pressure the United States and potentially stopping. But your comment is, yeah, it doesn't take a lot to put a mine in the water, but to have those mines be effective, they're going to have to do a little bit more than just drop a few in, because they can be dealt with. If they start actually laying minefields or putting a lot adrift, that's a different situation.
I still don't think they're going to do that. I know there's been some reporting that they're going to lay some mines, or that they already did or something. I really don't think. I mean, maybe they will at some point, but like I said yesterday, they want to still allow certain flagged vessels to go through, like China and Russia. They don't want to force that to a halt as well. So they want to strategically say like, oh, only these like America Israeli flagged ships are not allowed to pass or whatever. So if they mine it, then they have to either escort ships themselves or send navigational data to the people who they're allowing through, and that's just a lot of overhead and work that they probably don't want to deal with if they want to keep that option open.
You saw yesterday, I think, a lot of Iranian ships that could put mines in the water being destroyed, but it doesn't take much to put one or two in and then say it's mined. So your point is valid, and the United States would have to, along with the other nations, show that those mines aren't a danger.
I am curious as to how sophisticated you think the
Oh, we got a
Iranians
new person.
are in mine warfare.
We'll see how biased we think this guy is. I think that last guy was. I'd give him a 7 out of 10 bias, like America bias or whatever.
Oh, they're very, very good.
Sorry, just looking at this guy before he goes, I'm gonna go ahead and give him a 3 out of 10. I don't trust him. And it's not just because he's bald, I swear.
In mine warfare.
Oh, they're very, very good, Laura. They've been practicing it, thinking about it, going back to the late 1980s, when as a young Navy officer with a lot more hair in those days,
He
I
heard
was
me. Oh my
driving
God. I'm
ships
sorry.
in and out of the
He's psychic.
Persian Gulf. The Iranians even then were putting mines in the water. That was the late 1980s. You're showing the picture. It's a very narrow strait. The Iranians have
Oh,
5,000
that's
mines in
Oman. Okay.
total. They can turn it into a hellscape
Gotcha.
in a few days with those mines. They've been thinking about it, preparing for it for decades.
So
So I would have to assume that it's like shared ownership, between Oman and Iran. But you know what? We're learning here. I don't know all of my Middle East countries where they are, where they're located on a map that well. I'm from the Midwest. They don't teach us that stuff here.
does the U.S. have any ability to neutralize that threat? And how long might that even take?
We do have that ability, and we do it with partners, allies, and friends. Always the best way to conduct war if you have to. So we have mines.
Yeah, AKA it's better to throw other countries' people into the meat grinder than our own people, is what he's saying there.
Sweepers in the Gulf. We have mine hunters, very advanced electronic systems. We can do it with helicopters from the air. The British have mine sweepers. The Saudis have mine sweepers. That's the good news, Laura. Here's the bad news. It
Tell me.
takes time. So to clear a couple of hundred miles of a couple of hundred mines over maybe 10 miles would take you days, and the Iranians can put thousands in the water. So it could take.
They can also just like blow you up like as you're trying to do it. Like you're right off of their coast. They are right there. Their missiles can be locked and loaded like right on you when you're doing it. It seems like a very dangerous mission if you're going to try to do that. But still, I don't think they've done that. Like this all seems like hypothetical make-believe shit.
Weeks, if not a month or two, to clear it of the mine. So the global economy needs to be prepared for a month or two shutdown. That's going to be very problematic for the global economy.
And that's for the existing
Oof,
mines.
my
Some
guess.
say they might put more on the more that you're removing. You never know what's going to happen there about their stockpile that might be. Look, the president says the United States will escort ships through the strait. Iran continues to say the strait is closed. You took part in a similar operation.
Go ahead and put those American military assets right next to all of my valuable oil. I'm sure nothing could go wrong.
During the Iran-Iraq wars back in the 80s. Is that plan plausible?
Nah.
It is plausible. In
No, it's not.
1987, for example, I was third in command operations officer on a Navy cruiser in
Okay,
something called.
we might do it, I guess. We might do it if somebody asks us to, but I just don't think people are going to ask us to. And also, I would say like there's like a maybe 50-50 chance that we would actually go through with it because I'm sure that our military chain of command would be like, this is stupid. Like we're going to get our people killed if we do this. Like, so I don't know. I'm not convinced that we'll actually go through with that, even on the off chance that there is some oil tanker like company that is like silly enough to try to do that.
Called Operation Earnest Will, when we reflagged tankers, put a U.S. flag on them, then we escorted them in and out. Reasonable plan in 1987. Here's the problem, Laura. In addition to the mines and the level of mining, today we have drones. We have much more sophisticated anti-ship missiles. The Iranians, if we don't take out all of their offensive capability, could saturate that.
It's impossible. You can't do that. You're not going to do that. That's never been done before. You're not going to be able to take away all offensive capability from a country as big as Iran. Like you're just not. That's never going to happen. So again, we're playing like this make-believe future world that they like it's just not possible. Even with boots on the ground, like you would need like we did boots on the ground in Afghanistan, and afterwards, like the Taliban took all of the arms. Like, yes, in the interim, while you have a full puppet government going, like, yeah, during that time period, you could open up the strait or whatever. But as soon as you leave, then it's just they take control again, and they have all of those arms back. Like, I don't know. It's the media definitely loves to live in like hypothetical, like make believe world
Strait
sometimes.
of Hormuz in ways that potentially could get through to these tankers. So, yes, we can escort. It's not a
Oh,
panacea.
she's
It's
so
not going to
sad.
completely solve that problem.
The White House is not ruling out using troops on the ground, and some reports
They
suggest the
probably will.
president may use a team of special forces to secure Iran's.
Our big beautiful president loves nothing more than a great loophole, and I think he sees special forces as a loophole to boots on the ground. So he'll probably try to do something like that, but it'll inevitably bleed into, a full scale like ground invasion or whatever. I mean, that's kind of my expectation at this point, but it'll be terrible to do. Like we'll lose a lot of people trying to even just get into Iran, like trying to set up a supply line to get people in there or whatever. Like
Enriched uranium. You've got the former Defense Secretary Mark Esper for Trump. He calls that idea, quote, perilous. Do you share that concern?
or read stupid.
I do. That's the right word. It's a huge roll of the
No,
dice.
stupid. Stupid is the right word. You guys, these people, they're in their suits. They feel like they can't use, lower tier language like me. The correct answer though is stupid.
By the way, wouldn't be like a small team of 12 highly trained special forces. This is 1,000 pounds of highly enriched uranium, and it's guarded by very elite Iranian units. You would need not a squad, not a platoon, not a company. You'd need at least a battalion, 700 or 800 special forces, Army Rangers to go in there. Very complex operation. Very.
I've got to be honest. I retract my 3 out of 10 in terms of or actually no, 3 out of 10. Oh, I think I had it backwards in my head. 3 out of 10 actually is a pretty good number. I think that he was pretty unbiased in his assessment, to be honest. I mean, he liked to live in like make believe world a little bit of like, completely destroying every single uh, speck of gunpowder in Iran. But yeah, I don't know. I think that he was better than the last guy. Um, wow, Clinton News Network. Gotta love it.